Karim Ahmed, I mean, what can I say about that guy?
Everyone knew what he was like. I'd walk down the street and people wouldn't dare walk anywhere near my side of the road because they knew his reputation.
For me, it was the casual attitude he had towards violence that really threw you.
A lot of people were very, very scared of that guy.
No one would even look at him the wrong way.
He was renowned in the estate for, obviously, all the bad stuff.
A notorious villain.
Opened my eyes to what that guy's actually capable of.
If you get on the wrong side of Karim, it's game over.
You can't, beat him. If you try to beat him, he's gonna kill you.
So that's what you get if you mess with the Godfather, eh?
I was Karim Ahmed. People don't fuck with me.
This is the guy who's let me into his life. The legendary Karim Ahmed, also known to many as the Godfather, notorious around the streets of North London and very highly respected in his field of work. This is his gaff. Karim is the governor of this Italian restaurant Pizza Bella, which he runs alongside his older brother, Adel Ahmed, who also has a criminal past. It is definitely clear how Karim managed to get involved with the criminal underworld.
You know how it is growing up in London nowadays. Single mum, everybody wants easy money. Drugs, burglary, muggings, become the norm, hasn't it?
Before getting to know Karim, I'd heard stories about him that would make the hair on the back of anyone's neck stand on end. My aim is to find out if the Godfather has left his life of crime and violence behind him, and is now the reformed character he claims to be. I was about to enter a whole new world that I knew nothing about. Was I going to have any connection with this guy at all? I had no idea what lay in front of me.
Growing up in school was pretty tough. I used to get bullied really badly because I was big. I was a big guy, you know. I'm overweight, but it's funny now because that's what I'm known for, being a big guy, you know. So it was at this time when my aggression started, you know. I used to get angry with the bullies. What did I think I should do? I started to do some martial arts. Started off with judo. Obviously that's when I used my size to my advantage. By the time I was 12, I was #1 in the country. From judo, it progressed to jiu-jitsu. I'm a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And from this, it went to mixed martial arts, which is cage fighting. I've had 8 professional fights, 6 wins, 2 losses, which is a pretty good record. It was when I was 18, I went and I done my door supervisor badge. And from my door supervisor, I did close protection. I've worked with a lot of Saudi Arabian royals. I've done a lot of close protection bodyguarding for them. I started to run the doors of these nightclubs, and this is when it kind of went a bit downhill, really.
Every time I saw him, there was a gun tucked down the back of his trousers, or he was gambling, or, you know, prostitutes. Everything bad you could be involved in, he was there.
It went from kind of drugs.
Around the house I'd find guns hidden under the sofa. I mean, once there was this stash of coke in the biscuit barrel. I was just like, I'm not really sure what else I'm going to find.
And from the drugs, it'd go to all night gambling.
Gambling, drinking, a lot of drug dealing.
After the gambling, it'd go to prostitutes.
All I heard about him from talking to his mates was guns, knives, cocaine, poker, champagne and girls. And that's pretty much how he lived his life.
And it really just kind of went downhill. This is when I started getting in a lot of trouble on the doors, you know, like, as you can imagine, on the door, you know, you have unwanted guests, you don't want people in. If they get angry, what are you going to do?
There was one story that one of his bouncer mates told me. I wasn't there that night, luckily, but I think there was about 4 or 5 guys trying to get in the club that night.
So I had this time where 3 guys tried to get into the club, and they were being really forceful.
And they were all getting a bit rowdy. They'd clearly had a bit too much to drink. And Karim, bless him, I mean, he always used to give them a chance. You know, if they were being aggressive, he'd try and calm them down, and maybe he would let them in later on.
You know, I warned them at first, if you don't leave us alone, we're going to hurt you.
But this group was having absolutely none of it. They were getting shouting, they were going crazy, they started pushing.
They pushed me. Then I see red.
Then suddenly one of them smashed this bottle he had in his hand and launched at Karim. Well, anyone around here would know that was the most stupid thing you could possibly do.
It's funny, because in London, up in the city, You know, people didn't really know who I was.
But, you know, the guy did it anyway. So Karim slyly went and picked up this baseball bat that they had stuck in the side cupboard. He swiped at this guy's head, knocked him clean out, and he was in a coma for 4 months.
And that was it. Obviously the others ran away, and that was it. Tried to come back again the day after, same thing happened, over and over again.
It was in March 2008 when Karim nearly met his end, when he was face to face with an 8-inch kitchen knife. He was leaving a London casino after a big win when he was targeted by a gang who attempted to steal his winnings. Karim tried to fend off the gang, but it left him critically injured when one of the gang members stabbed him in the back during the brawl. They left him for dead.
It kind of all went really, really wrong for me one night. I was gambling. I had a big win in the casino, maybe £3,500. As I'm leaving the casino, obviously there were these 3 guys they'd seen the win, and they thought, you know, they want the money. They didn't know who I was, so they come up to me. Give me your money, they said to me. I remember it like it was yesterday. Give me your money. I said, I'm not giving you no money. They said, give me your money. I said, I'm not giving you any money. I give them one little combo. And that's it. All 3 of them on the floor. Done. Finished. I'm walking away. I don't want any more trouble with these guys. They're all on the floor. It's final for me. As I'm walking away, I feel a sharp pain in my back. I remember it. I remember the pain. You know, I've never felt a pain like that. Just through my back like this. 8-inch kitchen knife straight through my back, nearly come out straight through my front. I fall to the floor. I black out. I wake up. I'm in hospital. Doctors aren't too sure where I was going to make it. I lost 6.5 pints of blood. I had my mum next to me, you know, crying in tears. And, you know, doctors weren't really too sure, you know. I needed a lot of time to heal. I was in the hospital for 2 months. And when I come out, you know, I realised I had to put this life of crime, guns, drugs, women, gambling, I had to put it behind me, you know. I had to think about my future. And, you know, if I hadn't changed by now, I wouldn't be here today. I'd be locked up or dead. And so I come out and decided I had to change my life.
After this incident, Karim realised he had to change his life around. He had escaped death and knew that if he'd not changed dramatically, he would end up spending the rest of his life in prison or being killed. In an attempt to help him, his father passed the ownership and management of his Italian restaurant Pizza Bella to Karim and his older brother Adel. Karim focused fully on this new challenge, leaving his life of crime and violence behind him. But I wanted to find out whether it was really possible for a once notorious gangster to turn his back on a crime-driven life.
It was when I got stabbed, I realised I had to change my life around. My dad handed Pizza Bella, this place, over to me and my brother. And, you know, we put all our effort, you know, that we put into the crime, the drugs, the women. We're just focusing all that energy now into this place, you know. Got to think about our future now. Like, life is great now, you know. I'm still Karim Ahmed, but I put the old ways behind. I'm focusing on life, future, thinking about what's important, you know. When I was growing up, yeah, you know, I wanted to play the cool guy, you know. But now I realise, you know, future is so important. I wouldn't be here today if I was still acting the way I was.
Despite the fact all the stuff that's happened, he's completely turned his life around. I think the stabbing was a massive turning point for him, to be honest, because it made him realise what he could have lost and what he should have done with his life. And so he's taken a completely different path and channeled all his aggression into Pizza Bella, and he's doing so well for himself. And it's just lovely to see that somebody can come from nothing and just make an absolutely lovely life. And that's what he's done, and I'm really pleased for him.
What can I say about Karim now? I mean, it's almost unbelievable what he's done with his life, turning a life of crime, gambling, gangsters, women, to basically an inspiration to the community. Really, you know, he's got his business, he's doing fantastically well. He's still earning lots of money, but, you know, with his money now, he does good things. He helps people out, he gives to charity. You know, no longer is he the man he used to be. And you know, I'm so proud of him. He's been my best friend for a long, long time, and it's just amazing. You know, such a stand-up member of the community. And people, you know, if you ask, what do you think about Karim Ahmed? You know, it's nothing but positive and kind words.
It's great to see where he's come now. I mean, considering where he was in the old days, the drugs, the girls, the many, many girls, to see him there with his own restaurant, throwing all his energy and his aggression into running his own business. That's just, it's great to see where he is now. It's going back a few years, I wouldn't have seen him making it straight here. I'd have seen him in jail or dead, to be honest, the way he was living. So yeah, fair play to him.
Look at me now, life is beautiful, making money, thinking about the future, put the crime behind me, put the drugs behind me, put the women behind me. I'm a changed man. But don't forget, I can still go back into my old ways.